essentially assert itself over eastern New England.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of giving you the side eye here, Dr. Costello, because this wind is howling all the snow sideways. I just cannot look into it very long. And let's talk about snow accumulations, because we're in a windswept area here, unfortunately, at the mercy of the wind. And where I'm standing, I can actually kick down to the bare ground here. So you got the ground below freezing, so anything that has the chance to stick will, because it's freezing, but you need a place to kind of catch the snow so you can measure it. So official measurements might be difficult to take. I can just find this little step here, and that's all snow of about, say, 4+ inches. But let me keep walking, and you can see how light and fluffy this snow is, getting kicked up in the wind here. So I'm walking through drifts which are, about a half foot or maybe 8 inches deep here, and it continues to blow as these winds are howling in from the north with a little bit of an easterly component. Over here, because it's a little higher wall, and you can actually see how the snow is finding some place like this sign. Slows the wind down, so the snow crystals start slowing down, and they start piling up over this trash can, over this bench here, something to break the wind, and it slows the snow crystals down, and they fall, and they start piling up, like right here. And there I go. Oh, that's pretty deep. Stick the yardstick in here. It's about 14, 15 inches of snow here. And this is a hard crusted snow. And unlike the snow that's falling currently, this is light and fluffy, blows in the wind, but a tougher and tighter bind. So this becomes a little crustier. So the problem with this is you're going to find some pretty drifts out here as we head on towards your Sunday. So plowing and shoveling is going to be a challenge. Right now, shoveling is pretty much useless. I'll do a little bit of demonstration here. So I just shoveled a little bit, but come back in about half hour, that'll be filled in again. So sitting there and trying to shovel sidewalks and driveways is you're just like a dog chasing its tail. It's a never-ending journey that you're on right now. Tomorrow, we do expect this snow to stop falling from the clouds sometime overnight before the sun comes up. And then it's time to start plowing and shoveling and snow blowing and even sweeping some of this. Again, this is light, fluffy snow. This is fine. It hasn't really changed, but we have a lot more to come. In fact, we can see enough snow today to set an all-time record. We have the graphics here showing you the one-day snow totals here in Boston. And surprisingly, they're pretty pedestrian. Top 5, you hit 20 inches, and you're in the top 5 for a 1 day, a 24-hour, 1 calendar day snow event, and I think we can get there. The forecast is between basically 1 to 2 or close to 3 feet of snow. Some areas easily can see 30 inches. That is if you can find a good spot to measure it. So getting into 20 inches, I think, is quite doable before this ends. If you look at the radar, we're seeing those heavier bands come in. Now imagine this was a summer thunderstorm. If you see the oranges and reds on the radar, you know that's the intense rain. Well, it's kind of the same thing here in winter, except the temperatures are different. So you have the intense rain or precipitation from the sky, but it's all snow. The darker the blues, the more intense. Think of that as the orange or the red, the radar in the summertime. That's the intense snow coming down, except it's coming down sideways here at the ground. And temperature is key in terms of how much snow we get. If the temperature was, say, 30, 31 degrees, we'd have much bigger flakes, and we get, usually a 10-to-1 ratio. If it rained, it gave you an inch of rain. At 31 degrees, it would give you maybe 10 inches of snow. But temperature's now at 17 degrees. So we get a lot more, maybe 15, maybe 20 inches to 1 inch of liquid. So that's why we could easily have, 20 plus, 30 plus inches on the table as Winter Storm Keenan is still just pounding this area, and our friends farther up north on the coast into Maine, you're going to be dealing with this even into your Sunday morning, and you too will start seeing some sunshine though as we head later into Sunday. But right now, we're in the midst of blizzard conditions here in Boston, Mass. Jen?
You sure are, Paul. I mean, that shot has just been amazing. It's hard to look away because I just want to see what happens next. And thank you for taking it out there because I know it's exhausting to be in that wind and the snow and pelting at your face. You know, Paul mentioned how critical temperatures are with the kind of snow we're getting and how much it's going to pile up with. It's also critical because when we lose power, it is cold. And that's a big concern out there today. Here's a look at where we are right now. We've got 19,000 customers without power. That number keeps ticking up right here in Massachusetts. And you notice how the numbers have really been going up over the past several hours. The wind, of course, a big reason why. It's mostly out here in the Cape where we see a majority of the outages. Provincetown, 100% without power. But in Falmouth, 50%, Nantucket, we're 50%, Barnstable, 42%. I did check Boston. There's 37 customers without power right now. It's a very small percentage, but we do know that that will go up because look at the winds we're dealing with here. Wellfleet, 82 miles per hour, hurricane force wind conditions. Nantucket gusts to 74. No wonder that we've got all those folks without power there. Scituate, Block Island, 67 there. Hyannis, 61 mile per hour wind gust. And here's where we are right now. You know, even down the coast, New York City, you're not getting the brunt of the wind, but you're feeling it. Winds are gusting to 44. Even where it's not snowing, it's gusty. Look at DC. 39 mile per hour wind gusts there. Now you're feeling a little left out here with the storm, DC, but just know that you don't have to deal with the brunt of it today. It is all up in southern New England, down to Long Island, New York City, Boston, Portland, Nantucket. Let's watch these winds through the afternoon because they're going to stay strong. It's not until tomorrow that we really see these winds come down. Even overnight, we won't have the 50 or 60 mile per hour winds, but it will stay gusty until we get to maybe tomorrow mid-morning, and then we start to drop down below about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Now, on the roads, everywhere is orange or red when it comes to travel, especially here in southern New England. You can really tell where that no snow line is. Look at that, just off to the west of Philadelphia and northwest of New York City. Stay with the Weather Channel. You can count on us for coverage throughout the weekend of Winter Storm.
You are an electric vehicle.